signal AUT. So AUT will be equals to A for t greater than equals to 0, and this is 0 for t less than 0. So depending upon your magnitude of the unit step or of in general, this is known as step function. But if the magnitude is 1, then it is known as unit step function. Right? The second function is your unit impulse function, which is also known as Dirac delta function. Now, what exactly this unit impulse function or Dirac delta function is, that it is represented by delta t, which is equals to 1 for t equals to 0, and this is 0 for t not equals to 0. So this is basically the delta t is nothing but it's an impulse of magnitude 1, which is lying at t equals to 0, and the magnitude of this signal will remain 0 for all the values of t. Now, how can you achieve this delta t with the help of unit step? Who will tell me? And remind one thing, the area under the curve of delta t is always equals to 1. Let us say we have a pulse of width delta. Pulse of width delta, and the height of this pulse is 1 by delta. Now, if the height of the pulse is 1 by delta and width of the pulse is delta, what will be the area?
One.
Area is always 1, right? So how can you write this function? You can write this function 1 by delta u of t minus u of t minus delta. 1 by delta within the bracket u of t minus u of t minus delta. Now, if you keep on increasing the value of delta, right? So what about this pulse? The pulse width, or if you keep on decreasing the bits of delta, what will happen? If delta keep on increasing, the bits of the pulse keep on decreasing. And 1 by delta always be कितना होगा? If delta approaches to 0, 1 by delta approaches to
Infinity.
Infinite.
infinity. So we can say that the impulse, in some books you will find the magnitude of the impulse is infinity. They define like this: t delta equals to infinite at t equals to 0, or area under the curve of delta t is always equals to 1. But in practical sense, we always take the magnitude delta t equals to 1 for t equals to 0. The reason is why, because the infinity, the word infinity, for example, we are having number of home appliances, they are all running at 230 volt. Now for a moment, if this 230 volt increases to 500, and even if this is happening for a small time of interval, or simply it could be a spike of 500 volt, what will happen? Yes. Instead of 230 volt continuously, we have a just spike of 500 volt. For t is almost approaching to 0. What will happen to the appliances?
So they will get damaged.
They all damage, right? So that 500 is not an infinite magnitude, but that can be treated as an infinite magnitude. Right? Anything greater than beyond a certain limit can be treated as an infinite value, right? So mathematically, it is true that delta t is infinite at t equals to 0. But whenever we practically represent this signal, so unit impulse means the magnitude of this is 1 at t equals to 0, and this is 0 for t not equal to, and along with that, we also include that area under the curve of delta t is always 1. I hope now you understand the concept of unit impulse. Now we have properties of delta t. Property of delta t. Property number 1. Minus infinite to infinite phi t delta t minus t naught. Integration of that will always be equals to phi t0. Why this is equals to phi t0? Because delta t minus 0, t minus t0 is an impulse which will lie only at t naught. So the answer will be phi t naught. Now if I have delta of at, which is equals to 1 by mod of delta t, delta of minus t is delta of t, which is represented as the even function. Anything you are multiplying with delta t, so that must be lying at t equals to 0, because delta t is defined only for t equals to 0, right? Similarly, if you integrate this with t1 to t2, delta t minus t naught equals to 1, because we have area under the curve of this is 0. And if you differentiate unit impulse, step function, you will have a unit impulse function. And we have one more property, that phi t is delta dash t is equal to phi dash 0, because this delta t is lying only at t equals to 0. Now the most important property that I'm telling, that any continuous signal can be represented in terms of delta t. Any continuous signal can be represented in terms of delta t. Now what is the meaning of this? I think you might have studied the concept of convolution in either Laplace transform or in Fourier transform. How many of you know about the convolution?
Yes, sir. Laplace transform.
Convolution theorem,
What
sir.
is the concept? What is the concept of convolution? What we do in convolution? Suppose we have two signals xt and yt, and you want to convolve each other. Can you tell me what we do exactly?
Sir, you want us to state the theorem?
I'm not asking about the theorem. I want to know the steps or mathematical steps which are involved to find out the convolution that will give you the physical interpretation or sense of convolution. Look at this mathematical equation, xt equals to minus infinite to infinite, x of tau delta t minus tau d tau. This equation will give you what? As for this property is concerned. Property number 1, minus infinite to infinite phi t delta t minus t0 is delta t, that is equals to del phi at t0. Why this gives you the phi at t0? Because delta t minus t0 is valid or having its unit value only at t0, right? So there is no sense of this overall integration between minus infinite to infinite, because the function delta t minus t0 exists only at t0. So if I put instead of this t0, so answer will be phi t0. Similarly, look at this equation. We have x of tau delta t minus tau. So delta t minus tau is lying on, because we are integrating with respect to d tau. So delta t minus tau is having its value only at tau equals to t. So if I replace this tau by t, so answer will be x of t. So what exactly we are doing over here? X tau delta t minus tau. This is simply a multiplication of two signals, which is x of tau delta t minus tau. And we are integrating from minus infinite to infinite. How many of you know about this integration will have some value under what condition? Even though we are integrating from minus infinite to infinite, but the multiplication of x tau delta t minus tau will give you the value only when forget about these two signals. If you are multiplying any two signals and integrating that the output will have some value only when बोलना पड़ेगा आप लोगों को, ऐसे शांत नहीं रहेंगे.
If we are integrating from minus infinity to infinity, then the function that we are integrating should be even.
Who told you?
Also, in
Anybody
order
else?
to have
No, it's not like that. You are not you do not
So
try
when
to
t is
understand.
equals to 2,
Why?
so at that point only the integration will have some value because delta function is multiplied.
No, I'm not asking about delta function over here. I'm simply saying, let's say xt and yt. We are multiplying two signal xt, yt. We are integrating minus infinite to infinite. This is what I already told, because the delta t minus tau, with if I talk in terms of tau, will be valid at only at tau equals to t. So the answer is x of t, because we don't have other options. Anybody know the steps that are involved in convolution? I hope you might have studied convolution in Laplace transform and Fourier transform. Have you studied or not? Say yes or no.
Yes, sir.
So if anybody is having any idea related to that. Have any idea? No. This integration will give you only some value only when the product xt and yt will have some common area. Yes or no? From minus infinite to infinite, this will give you, or the product will give you some value only when they will have a common area. होगा या नहीं?
Yes, sir.
होगा. ठीक है. तो सपोज करो एक सिग्नल xt है, एक बाइट है आपके पास. तो सबसे पहले आपने क्या किया? xt को लिख लिया x of tau. ठीक है. We are changing the domain of that signal, nothing else. और yt को लिख लिया मैंने y of tau. Okay. So can you draw y of minus tau if you have y of tau?
Yes, sir.
So can you draw y of t minus tau now? Shifting दिखा सकते हैं, ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
And now we are multiplying these two signals, x of tau, y of t minus tau, and integrating with respect to tau, not with respect to t, with respect to tau. And the range of tau is from minus infinite to infinite. So the steps which are involved in convolution is, number one is scaling. We have changed the scale simply by xt to x tau. Next is Next, what we are doing? Next step, y of t minus tau is known as folding. Right? So what exactly we are doing? If I place my two hand just in front of me, let's say one left hand is representing your x of tau, second signal is representing y of tau, and if I put my hand, both hands on opposite side, so it is representing your y of minus tau, and if I shift this signal and roll this signal over x of tau for an entire range of minus infinite to infinite, and during this rolling, the product to x of tau, y of t minus tau will give you some value when they will have a common area. Otherwise, the product will be 0. Right? Now, when I talk about this convolution in detail, then I'll tell what is the physical sense of convolution and why they are doing so. But for a moment, the steps which are involved, the folding, the shifting, the multiplication, and the rolling. So you can see that delta t is an important signal or very important signal as far as the representation of any signal in terms of delta t. See, just go through the line. Any continuous time signal can be represented in terms of delta t. In terms of delta t means delta t is an important signal. Right? Important क्यों है? कोई बताएगा? अभी मैंने कुछ हिंट किया था important क्यों है. डेल्टा टी कितने समय के लिए आता है? Yes.
For t tending to 0.
Right? So simply it's a very small time interval signal. But उतने में ही वो तबाही मचा के चला जाता है. जैसे अर्थक्वेक है, कितने टाइम के लिए आता है? प्रैक्टिकली अर्थक्वेक कितने समय के लिए आता है? 1 घंटे के लिए तो नहीं आता है.
Sir, 10-20 seconds.
No, sir, few seconds.
फ्यू सेकंड. लेकिन फ्यू सेकंड में ही अगर उसका मैग्नीट्यूड एक लेवल से ऊपर है तो उतने में बता देता है कि मैं आया था. ठीक है. ऐसा ही 500 वोल्ट आपके घर में अगर 2 सेकंड के लिए भी आ जाए तो इतने में बता के चला जाएगा कि हाँ हम कोई हैं. ठीक है. तो इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि डेल्टा टी जो सिग्नल है, जो इंपल्स है, यूनिट इंपल्स है, ये एक इंपॉर्टेंट सिग्नल है. ठीक है. इंपॉर्टेंस इसको क्यों दिया जा रहा है? फॉर एग्जाम्पल, आपको एक टेबल बनानी है. ठीक है. और उस टेबल पर आपको मैक्सिमम 10 kg का वेट रखना है. आप ये मान के चल रहे हो कि एक ऐसी टेबल प्रिपेयर करनी है जो 10 kg का वेट वियर कर सके. ठीक है. तो आप उसको कितने बेस वेट के अगेंस्ट टेस्ट करेंगे? 2 kg, 5 kg, 6 kg, 8 kg, 9 kg और 10 kg. आपकी टेस्टिंग का पैरामीटर क्या होगा?
11 kg.
11 kg. क्यों होगा? क्यों होगा?
सर, बियॉन्ड लिमिट को अगर वो झेल लेगा तो 10 को भी
बियॉन्ड
झेल.
लिमिट में जाना है. बियॉन्ड लिमिट जाना है. ठीक है. तो इसका मतलब है जो किसी भी सिस्टम के लिए जो बियॉन्ड लिमिट वाला सिग्नल है वो क्या है? किसी भी सिस्टम के लिए डेल्टा टी. दैट मींस व्हेनेवर यू आर गोइंग टू डिजाइन अ सिस्टम, एवरी सिस्टम हैज टू बी टेस्टेड अगेंस्ट व्हाट?
डेल्टा टी.
Delta T. I hope now you must be understand the concept or the meaning of this delta T or the importance of delta T. देखने में बहुत खराब सिग्नल है. ठीक है. एक स्पाइक है बस, लेकिन वो एक स्पाइक बहुत बड़ा इंपैक्ट डाल सकता है. गुस्से में आपने किसी को एक चांटा मार दिया तो मे बी पॉसिबल आपको रिजाइन भी करना पड़े या आपके झगड़े बढ़ जाए. कुछ भी हो सकता है. एनीथिंग. हाँ, वो एक स्पाइक ऑफ ओनली फ्यू सेकेंड्स or even few microseconds, but that can have an impact to a longer time also. So that means whenever you are going to design a system, every system has to be tested against delta t. And that is why what we want to do, we want to exactly represent any continuous time signal in terms of delta t. If I am capable of doing this, so that means if you are applying x of t to a system, and if x of t can be represented in terms of delta t, that means that system has already been tested against what? किसके अगेंस्ट टेस्ट हो जाएगा ऑटोमेटिकली वो?
सर डेल्टा टी.
Delta t. So this important is a very important equation as far as the signal system is concerned. What is the equation? X of t is minus infinite to infinite x of tau delta t minus tau, which is nothing but the convolution of x of t with delta t, and which is equals to xt. तो कोई भी सिग्नल हो, दुनिया का कोई भी सिग्नल हो, continuous time signal, that can be represented in terms of delta t. क्लियर है सभी को ये बात?
यस सर.
ओके फाइन. नाउ वी हैव फ्यू न्यूमेरिकल्स. इनको आपको सॉल्व करके बताना. एक न्यूमेरिकल आपकी स्क्रीन पर दिख रहा है, मुझे इसकी वैल्यू बताइए कितनी है. 0 से इंफिनिटी है, e टू द पावर t माइनस 2 है, और डेल्टा 2t माइनस 4 है. इसकी मुझे वैल्यू बता दीजिए क्या है.
सर ई
क्या
बाई
वैल्यू
टू.
आ रही है? e बाई टी का आ रही है बेटा?
सर 1.
1 क्यों आ रही है? डेल्टा 2t माइनस 4 को हम ऐसा लिख सकते हैं, 2 आउटसाइड द ब्रैकेट, डेल्टा 2t माइनस 2 लिख सकते हैं ऐसा क्या? बोलो.
यस सर.
और एक प्रॉपर्टी मैंने बताई थी, डेल्टा एटी को क्या लिख सकते हो आप लोग?
सर 1/2.
1/2. ठीक है, तो आपने 1/2 लिख लिया. एंड नाउ डेल्टा t माइनस 2 इज वैलिड ऑन विच वैल्यू ऑफ t?
सर 2.
So when you put 2 over here, so e to the power 2 minus 2 at t equals to 0 will give you 1/2. आ रहा है सभी का 1/2?
यस सर.
यस सर.
इस पेज पर डेल्टा टी कैसे बनता है उसके बारे में इंफॉर्मेशन जो मैंने आपको बताई थी. डेल्टा टी कैन बी रिटन एज ut माइनस डेल्टा टी प्लस ए और डेल्टा टी माइनस ए, वॉट एवर इट इज. ये मैग्नीट्यूड इसका 1/डेल्टा है, ब्रेड्थ इसकी डेल्टा है. if this delta is tending to 0 and the capture area is 1. ठीक है, कुछ और न्यूमेरिकल्स हैं, इनकी वैल्यूज आप कैलकुलेट करिए फटाफट. आपकी स्क्रीन पर दिख रहे हैं, चेक करके देखिए आपको आंसर आ रहा है.
यस सर.
सभी का आ रहा है?
यस सर.
फर्स्ट का आएगा 0, सेकंड का आएगा 2, थर्ड का आएगा 0। थर्ड का 0 क्यों आएगा, कौन बताएगा?
सर वो अगर T4 जाता तो सर वो 1 होता नहीं, उससे पहले वो 0 ही रहेगा।
सर जो टी नॉट है वो इंटरवल के बाहर है।
वेरी गुड। ठीक है, सभी का आ गया आंसर?
Yes,
Now
sir.
next function we are representing is known as rectangular pulse. Let's say we have a pulse of width t and magnitude a, right? Or the width could be vary from minus t by 2 to t by 2 or magnitude of a. This is represented by a rect t by t. A rect t by t means the pulse is having a magnitude of a, and which is a rectangular pulse. T by t, this t is time domain representation, is this capital T represents the width of the pulse. Or here you can see rect t by t is equals to 1 because the magnitude is 1 between minus t by 2 to t by 2, 0 otherwise, right? So this rectangular function is an important function, and whenever you find like rect t by t, you can say it's a rectangular pulse of width t of magnitude a. This is generalized way. Another function is ramp function. Ramp function is represented by rt, and which is valid for t greater than equals to 0 and 0 for t less than 0. This is simply a straight line starting from origin. Next function is a sync function. It is an important function for communication purpose. So sync function is basically sine pi x by pi x, and it is an even function, and that can be drawn like this. We have a zero crossing point where I have put the drop or the dots. Zero crossing point is happening at x equals to plus minus m, where m equals to 1, 2, 3, and so on. This function is known as sync function, sine pi x by pi x. And with the symmetry, you can see this is an even function. Another function is sampling function, which is given by SA or sampling x. This is sine x by x. This have a zero crossing point at x equals to plus minus n pi. And of course, this is also an even function. Next function is your sinusoidal function, which is xt equals to a sine omega t plus phi, where t is the time period, which is given by 2 pi by omega, phi is the phase, and a is the magnitude. These are the signals that we have discussed in continuous time. Similarly, you can discuss these signals in discrete time. In discrete time, un equals to 1 for n greater than equals to 0. This is 0 for n less than 0. So this is also known as train of impulses of magnitude 1 starting from 0 to infinity. Unit impulse means this is lying at n equals to 0 and 0 for n not equals to 0. And delta n can be written as un minus u of n minus 1. This is an important thing, right? And u of n, how can you write u of n in terms of delta n? Please tell me. You have to write un in terms of delta n, because in the last equation that you can see on your screen, the delta n written in terms of un, but you have to write u of n in terms of delta n. कौन बताएगा?
Sir, please repeat.
Simply, I'm asking how can you write u of n in terms of delta n? u of n में कितनी impulses होंगी? अरे ऊपर दिख रही है फंक्शन में यार, इतना भी नहीं बता पाओगे देख के क्या? How many impulses you will have in un?
n
n दिख रही है?
sir n plus 1 impulse.
n+1 होगी? क्या लिखा हुआ है उसकी डेफिनेशन पढ़ सकते हो?
Sir,
U of n
infinite
की
impulses.
इनफाइनाइट इम्पल्सेस। तो इनफाइनाइट इम्पल्सेस का अगर हम लोग क्या ले लें?
सर अगर सिंगली करें तो सर समेशन 0 to infinity delta n.
डेल्टा n
Yes sir.
या फिर और कुछ?
Sorry sir, summation 0 to infinity delta n minus I maybe.
n-i
I sir, I का
और
summation
n
0 से
minus,
infinity.
let's say n-k,
Okay
चलेगा?
sir. हाँ sir.
Where k is varying from 0 to infinite, is it okay?
Yes sir.
तो पहली इंपल्स कहाँ लाई कर रही है? n equals to 0 पर। दूसरी इंपल्स कहाँ है? n equals to 1 पर। थर्ड कहाँ है? n equals to 2 पर। And right? So this is u of n is nothing but this is simply summation of k equals to 0 to infinite delta of n minus k. सभी लोग एग्री करते हैं इससे? क्यों भाई? हाँ?
Yes sir.
Now we have properties of this delta n. जैसे वहां delta t की प्रॉपर्टीज देखी थी उसी तरह delta n की प्रॉपर्टीज यहाँ पर है। xn of delta of n minus n0 equal to x of n0. Any signal x of n can be represented in terms of delta n is like this. K equals to minus infinite to infinite xk delta of n minus k, which is nothing but the convolution of xk and delta k. ठीक है? Next है sinusoidal discrete time signal. So we have a sinusoidal discrete time signal x of n equals to a cos capital omega n plus phi. ठीक है? xn to be periodic with a period of n samples. Remind one thing. Whenever you write xt equals to a cos t or a sin t, this signal is always periodic. But this is not true in case of when you are representing in discrete time. So we have a condition. What is the condition? Xn is to be periodic with period of n samples. X of n plus n equals to x of n. This is the property of a periodic signal. So how will you satisfy this condition? That omega of capital N is equals to 2 pi m. Only then the signal will be periodic. So from there you want to calculate the omega, which comes out to be 2 pi m by capital N. And remind one thing, m by n is a rational number. And also since this is a discrete signal, so m can have only discrete values like 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. ये आपको पहले भी मैं बता चुका हूँ। ठीक है? जैसे एक सिग्नल है हमारे पास sin 5 pi n. ये सिग्नल कैसा सिग्नल है? sin 5 pi n. बताइए जरा। साइन 5 पाई एन कैसा होगा? कहाँ है भाई, इतने लोग अटेंड
सर
किए हुए मीटिंग
पीरियोडिक
को?
पीरियोडिक
क्यों होगा? Because this is satisfying the condition of periodicity.
yes sir.
But this is periodic for which values of m? This is not periodic for all values of small m. This is periodic for m equals to 5, 10, 15 and so on.
Yes, sir.
But on the other hand,
values
another
for
signal,
which
on the other hand, another signal 5 sine 2n is not a periodic signal. Right? It's not
Yes,
a
sir.
periodic signal. So remind one thing, whenever you want to represent a periodic signal in discrete time, this is not always necessary that cos and sine signals are periodic. This is periodic only when the property is satisfied. Right? Now we have another signal x of n equals to e to the power j omega of n, exponential discrete time signal. In order to fulfill the periodicity of this, right, what should be the condition? This is the condition. Because in order to have this e to the power j capital omega n, the periodicity will be satisfied only when x of n plus n equals to xn. So when I put this, they satisfy this, but similarly, this will have a periodicity at a specific values of m, right? But remind one thing, this is always a periodic signal. And of course, if you are adding two signals, so the period of the two signal composite signal will be the LCM of 2. This is what I already told. ठीक है. नेक्स्ट इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक है हमारा ऑपरेशंस ऑन सिग्नल्स. ठीक है. अभी हम लोगों ने पढ़ा है रिप्रेजेंटेशन ऑफ सिग्नल. किस किस में पढ़ा है? कंटिन्यूअस टाइम में और डिस्क्रीट टाइम में. अब यह है कि इन सिग्नल्स के साथ हम लोग क्या क्या ऑपरेशंस कर सकते हैं. तो फर्स्ट है ऑपरेशन ऑन डिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल. इसमें बता सकते हैं डिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल कौन सा है और इंडिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल कौन सा है?
X is independent variable, Y is dependent.
हाँ, क्यों?
Because Y is dependent on the values of X that we are supplying.
ओके. टी क्या है इसमें?
independent variable time.
independent
ठीक है. सो मैं एक इक्वेशन लिख रहा हूँ वाई टी इक्वल्स टू ए एक्स टी एंड वाई ऑफ एन इक्वल्स टू ए एक्स एन. तो ऑपरेशन किस पर हो रहा है? डिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल पर या इंडिपेंडेंट पर?
so dependent
डिपेंडेंट पर. ठीक है. तो ए की वैल्यू पर डिपेंड करता है. ए कुड बी ग्रेटर देन 1 और इट कुड बी लाइंग बिटवीन 0 एंड 1. अगर ए हमारा ग्रेटर देन 1 है तो इस प्रोसेस को बोलते हैं एम्पलीफिकेशन, और 0 से 1 के बीच है तो इस प्रोसेस को बोलते हैं अटेन्यूएशन. ठीक है. नेक्स्ट है इसमें एडिशन. एडिशन मींस एडिशन ऑफ टू सिग्नल्स. जैसे हम लोग कोई मूवी देखते हैं तो हम लोग दो सिग्नल को ऐड करते हैं. एक आपके पास म्यूजिक सिग्नल है, ठीक है, और एक के आप एक ऑडियो है और एक वीडियो है. अगर दोनों को ऐड करके कंपोजिट सिग्नल बना रहे हैं so this is simply addition. Next है multiplication. Multiplication we are multiplying two signals like yt equals to x1t x2t. इस तरह का केस हम लोग कहाँ पर करते हैं? कम्युनिकेशन सिस्टम में जब आप मॉड्यूलेशन करते हो then you multiply two signals to have a carrier message and the signal message. Similarly you can operate, suppose करो मैंने लिखा yt equals to d by dt of xt. So we are differentiating. एक सिस्टम को आपने xt दिया, आउटपुट में आपको yt मिला, तो आपने किस पर ऑपरेट किया है? यू आर ऑपरेटिंग और यू आर डूइंग समथिंग विद द x of t, not with the t. Similarly, you can have integration. So these are some examples of operation on dependent variable. But now there could be possible we can have operation on independent variables. ठीक है? ऑपरेशन ऑफ इंडिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल का मतलब है, फर्स्ट एग्जांपल है उसका टाइम शिफ्टिंग, ठीक है, तो सॉरी टाइम स्केलिंग। टाइम स्केलिंग में मैंने क्या किया है, yt इक्वल्स टू x80. नाउ आई एम प्लेइंग विथ t, so I am not writing yt equals to axt, here I am writing yt equals to x80. Now depending upon the value of a could be greater than 1 or it may be lying between 0 and 1. a को अगर 1 से बड़ा किया गया है, then yt is a compressed version of xt. ठीक है, just like मैंने लिखा x of 2t, I can also write x of t by 2, which is a expanded version of y of t. Now when a is less than 1 or lying between 0 and 1, the yt is a expanded version of xt, or a is greater than 1, it is a compressed version of xt. Can you give any one example there you find the compressed version or expanded version? कहीं पर आप सिग्नल को कंप्रेस करते हो, एक्सपेंड करते हो, कोई एग्जांपल है आपके पास?
Sir, in sinusoidal signals like sine omega t, depending on omega, it varies, stretches or compresses.
वो वेरी कर रहा है, कहीं पर ओमेगा की वैल्यू को कम ज्यादा करते हैं तो उससे क्या फर्क पड़ता है? साइनसॉइडल वेव के ओमेगा को अगर चेंज करें, ठीक है, तो व्हाट विल बी द शेप ऑफ द वेव? क्या चेंज होगा उसका?
टाइम पीरियड सर।
टाइम पीरियड चेंज होगा तो उसके शेप में क्या बदल आएगा? मेरा कैसा लिखेगा? कभी आपको एक्सपेंडेड दिखेगा, कभी होगा कि नहीं? अगर टाइम पीरियड उसका बढ़ेगा तो कैसा दिखेगा वो सिग्नल? एक्सपेंडेड या कंप्रेस्ड?
एक्सपेंडेड सर।
Extended.
ठीक है, और टाइम पीरियड घटेगा तो कंप्रेस्ड होगा।
Yes.
तो दैट मींस हम एक ऐसा सिग्नल जो हम लोग टाइम स्केलिंग कर सकते हैं उससे कंप्रेस्ड और एक्सपेंडेड। फॉर एग्जांपल एक ट्रायंगुलर वेव आपको दिया गया है विच इज लाइंग बिटवीन -1 to 1। अगर मैंने लिख दिया x of 2t, x of 2t का मतलब है इसका जो स्केलिंग के बाद नया सिग्नल आएगा, द मैग्नीट्यूड ऑफ द सिग्नल विल रिमेन सेम, ओनली द थिंग इज दैट द सिग्नल विल बी कंप्रेस्ड बाय अ फैक्टर ऑफ 2। सेकंड और मिडिल फिगर में आप देख सकते हैं सिग्नल कंप्रेस्ड हो गया बाय अ फैक्टर ऑफ 2। और नेक्स्ट मैंने देखा है x of t by 2, द सिग्नल इज एक्सपेंडेड बाय अ फैक्टर ऑफ 2। ठीक है, जो आपने एग्जांपल दिया था साइनसॉइडल का, विच इज आल्सो ए सेम टाइप ऑफ एग्जांपल। साइनसॉइडल आपको स्ट्रेच फॉर्म में दिखेगा, कंप्रेस्ड फॉर्म में, दैट डिपेंडिंग अपॉन द वैल्यू ऑफ ओमेगा वेदर यू आर इंक्रीजिंग और डिक्रीजिंग। The same operation if I want to do with the discrete signal, then what will happen? Discrete में आप देखिए x of kn where k is greater than 0. k can be defined only for integer values since it is a discrete thing. ठीक है, और k आपका हमेशा greater than 1 ही होगा. ठीक है, तो k greater than जब 1 होगा तो उस केस में क्या होगा? सपोज करो x of n ये है, मैंने x of 2n लिखा है, तो x of 2n में क्या मिलेगा? What you will have? If you compare with the x of n and x of 2n, do you find the same signal, or there might be possible that the some impulses are lost? क्यों? कुछ impulses उसमें lost है या same signal मिल रहा है आपको, सिर्फ shifting हुई है? हेलो हेलो,
Yes, sir.
क्या क्या? यस सर.
लॉस होंगे सर इम्पल्सेस, रेंज कम हो जाएगी, रेंज कम हो जाएगी तो लॉस हो जाएंगे इम्पल्सेस.
लॉस होगा. आप देख रहे होगे इसमें आपको सिग्नल्स लाई कर रहा है. हाउ मेनी impulses are there? 4, 3, 7, 10 impulses, but here you can see only 7 impulses, right? So 11 है यहाँ पर, आपको 5 कितना गायब हो गई है? 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 impulses are lost. n equals to 0 पर भी. So what I want to say, that whenever you want to have a scaling of discrete signals, so there might be possible of losing or losing some impulses or losing some samples. ठीक है, तो स्केलिंग प्रोसेस को जब हम करते हैं डिस्क्रीट टाइम में, सो वी नीड टू टेक केयर कि अगर हमारा कोई लॉस हो रहा है देन हाउ यू कैन रिकवर दोस लॉसेस. दिस इज द इम्पोर्टेंट. ठीक है, तो ऑपरेशन ऑन सिग्नल में हमारे पास आगे बचता है रिफ्लेक्शन. फिर ठीक है, रिफ्रैक्शन है, इसके बाद ये चीज हमारी कंप्लीट हो जाएगी. ठीक है, तो कल आपका जो लेक्चर है उसमें मैं आपका ये वाला पोर्शन कंप्लीट करूंगा. फिर नेक्स्ट वीक से हम लोग स्टार्ट करेंगे आपका क्या चीज, तो नेक्स्ट टॉपिक है वो. ठीक है,
LTI system.
LTI सिस्टम. तो कल आपकी क्लास एक शेड्यूल है 10 बजे से. क्या हम लोग इसको लंच के बाद शिफ्ट कर सकते हैं?
यस सर, 2 to 5 we are free. इसी
कितने बजे? एट व्हाट टाइम? मुझे मॉर्निंग में थोड़ा सा मैं बिजी हूँ किसी काम में. आई वांट आप 2 to 5 कभी भी या 2 to 6 कभी भी आप बताइए, आई कैन टेक. और अदरवाइज आई कैन शिफ्ट ऑन. ओके, मैं आप लोगों को 2 to 5 के बीच में ऑप्शन दे रहा हूँ. यू कैन इन्फॉर्म मी टुमारो before lunch at what time you all are free. I can take it, or otherwise I'll shift your class on Saturday. ठीक है,
Sir, you can
this
take from
shifting
2
is
to
only
3.
for tomorrow, right? Or for all Fridays?
only tomorrow.
Okay.
Yes, sir, tomorrow 2 to 3.
Okay, all are free.
yes sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll fine. 2 to 3 is fine. Okay, now I'm ending this meeting. Thank you for joining with us.